Hello guys, what's going on? I have brought you some Battlefield Backgammon 2 gameplay today, and today we're going to be talking about a topic called nostalgia, and boom! Got him, okay. So, today we're going to be talking about nostalgia. Nostalgia is something that I think is really prevalent in the gaming community, especially among, especially among the PC gaming community in terms of games like, Half-Life, the game that you're watching right now, Battlefield Backgammon 2. Huge, people, I think people love their old games, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's something that developers need to take into consideration when they make new games. I think it's important. I think it's great that, I love Backgammon 2. I love the original Halo. I love, Wolfenstein Enemy Territory. Great shooters. Great, awesome games. Awesome games. But I guess what I am here to talk about today is, does the fact that you like an older game because you enjoyed it more at the time make that game better than newer entries? And the reason I'm showing Battlefield Backgammon 2 today is because I'm talking about, because this is sort of what has spurred the idea for this video was playing Battlefield Backgammon 2 after playing Battlefield 3 for a while. So I played Battlefield 3 for since shortly after it came out. I didn't get it right when it came out because I didn't like the way it looked. I wasn't very excited for it, so I just didn't get it. And so, but eventually I got it. I've been playing it for the last year or so, and specifically in the last 6 months, I think I've sunk like 100 hours into it. I've loved it. Have really just started really enjoying the game. I think even when I first got it, I wasn't huge into it, but I think now I'm really enjoying the experience I'm getting while playing it. And that's just like I've been liking it, and I've been thinking sort of, especially going back to Backgammon 2. I went back to Battlefield Backgammon 2 while the servers were down for Battlefield 3 like 2 days ago and yesterday. I was just like, let's play some Battlefield Backgammon 2. That's cool, right? Why not? It's an old game. I love this game. It's probably gonna be awesome still. I did really bad. Yeah, I did pretty bad, and I initially was playing it, and I was like, yeah, this game's so much better than Battlefield 3. This is awesome. But just in the last couple of days, I've been rethinking that, and I think that perhaps that nostalgic viewpoint of Battlefield Backgammon 2 and the nostalgic viewpoint in general isn't always correct. And I guess what I mean by that is, just because you enjoyed a game when you were 12 years old or 7 years old or whatever, when you were a little kid and you had a high voice and you were just like, yeah, let's play this game, it's awesome. That was my best impression. I'm not gonna do it again. Anyway, so but just I guess just because one if you enjoyed a game, let's take for instance Halo Combat Evolved. Now I realize that I'm a PC channel. Technically that game was on PC, guys. Technically it was, okay, but I realize that Halo's it's kind of a console. It's a console game. It's not kind of a console game. It is a console game. It is only on the Xbox platform. Okay, which is sad. It's a little depressing, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. Okay, so bear with me here. Let's take Halo 1 for example. Halo 1, I sunk quite a bit of time playing Halo 1 when I was a kid. I really enjoyed the game. It was like my first-person shooter that I ever played, really, and I was like, this is so cool. I'm a space marine guy, and I'm shooting aliens with machine guns and stuff. This is the coolest thing ever, guys. Yeah, it was a great experience. Now, if you fast forward to games like Halo Reach and Halo 4, a lot of people think that, they're not the best. They're not very good. They think, you know, why can't it be more like Halo 1? All I can say right now is that if the newer Halo games were like Halo 1, I think a lot more people would be complaining that they're not changing the series at all, and why aren't they doing that, and why, you know, why can I still, you know, mow through a man with a, you know, a pistol in 3 shots without any problems at all? That's, I mean, games, okay, so game series evolve, and they're not just gonna stay the way they've always been. And I think especially I've noticed this in Battlefield, because Battlefield 3 is obviously quite a bit different from Bad Company 2, and I just kept getting revived in this game. Like if I was a medic in this game, I don't think I'd be reviving me at this point, because I just kept dying, and it was really not going well. Like look at this, except for this part, because look at that, boom. Yeah, I shot him and I knifed his corpse, and then I died. And I don't even know if I get... Okay, so that's not what we're talking about. Obviously Battlefield 3 is, you know, quite a bit different from Battlefield Bad Company 2. I think it was a huge step. Whether you think it's in the right direction or the wrong direction, or forward or backwards or left or right, whatever, I would say left or right. I would say they stepped left or right, and maybe a little bit forward, because they obviously changed, you know. I think the fluid gameplay that they've added in that game is definitely a great thing. I don't think you can really complain about making the game real fluid and just accessible and, you know, feel really good to play, because it's incredibly smooth to play. It's incredibly just, the gameplay is just so well done. You know, when you're vaulting over things, and it's just that it's like it's simplified, but at the same time it works so well. But I mean, I think there's a lot of things about Battlefield 3 that people have issues with and that I think are valid. I think class balance is one of those big problems. I mean, you know, I don't like the fact that the medic is ridiculously overpowered, but that's just the way it is. And I don't think that just because the medic's overpowered means you can't play as a different class. You know, it's just, I can play as engineer, I can play as support, I can play as recon, and if I am a decent player, I can still do well, even against, you know, okay, maybe not always against a huge squad of medics with M16A3s and, you know, Cobras with, you know, heavy barrels and all that good stuff. But I guess what I mean is that the game isn't entirely as balanced as Bad Company 2, but I definitely think it's balanced enough to the point where most of the time when I die, I think it's my fault. I don't think I'm dying in BS ways as much as even I would say at the moment. But you know, I think Battlefield 3 is definitely a step forward, and I think this whole nostalgic viewpoint of the series is kind of just silly. Anyway, guys, that about wraps it up for this video. If you guys want to hear more rant videos, if you want to see, you know, more just talking about stuff, just being super opinionated, then be sure to give it a like, comment, give suggestions, whatever. If you like the video, just, if you dislike it, please dislike it, okay? But yeah, if you want to see more, you know, talking about just ranting and talking about weird stuff, maybe you want to talk about, like, turtles, you know, turtles, they're cool.